Whenever I do leatherworking, I have to use this stamp to hammer through the leather. The problem is I use a metal hammer, which causes the top of the stamp to mushroom out. In order to preserve my leatherworking tools, it's time to make a wooden mallet. I found this piece of white oak in my dad's workshop. I'm going to be using dense woods because I want the hammer to be as heavy as possible. I cut out the head of the hammer on the miter saw. I then ripped the handle to shape on the table saw. I gave the handle a nice circular shape on the lathe. I'm so glad that I had it and made the job way easier. And it turns out that using lathes makes a lot of dust. Like, a lot of dust. The technique that I'm using here is a quick and easy way to make joints. It's done by making cuts on the table saw about 1/8 of an inch apart and then chiseling it out when you're done. I'm using it to make the channel where the handle will sit. This is definitely the most satisfying part of the entire build. Also, never chisel something that isn't clamped down. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so excited for the test fit, but then disaster struck. Twice in a row. This is a problem because it means that the two pieces of wood aren't having enough contact, and the glue won't hold well. I decided to solve this using a dowel, which I made on the bandsaw. And now it's time for test fit number 2. At this point, I was just really not happy with how it was turning out. It probably could have worked if I had tweaked it a little more, but I knew that it was ugly on the inside. So, I decided to start over. This time I'm making the handle out of hickory and black walnut, and I'm hoping that it'll give it a cool stripe pattern. After it was all glued up, it was time to put it on the lathe. I am so happy with the way the stripes look. Sanding on the lathe was an absolute game changer. It saved so much time. This time I chose hickory for the head of the hammer because it's even denser than white oak. And I again got that quickly cut up to shape on the miter saw and the table saw. Here I'm using the same technique as last time to cut a channel for the handle. I get to do the super satisfying part with the screwdriver all over again. This time my chisel work was a lot cleaner, allowing the handle to fit much more snugly. The handle was a little too snug, in fact. I had to shave it down a bit with the chisel. That's much better. No more hammers falling apart. Here I'm cutting a little notch in the top of the handle for the wedge to go in. And now I'm cutting the wedge. This pushes the top of the handle apart, creating even more friction between it and the head of the hammer. And it is finally glue up time. The end is in sight. Here, I did the final sand and rounded over all of the rough corners and edges. I noticed that there were some gaps, so I sanded down this piece of wood and mixed the sawdust with wood glue to make my own wood filler. For the sawdust, I used a piece of hickory so that the colors would match. Then after a final sand, it's ready for oil. I use this walnut oil, which really deepened its color. I also decided to wood burn my initials into the bottom of the handle for a little personalized touch. But now for the final test. Does the wooden mallet hammer my stamp into leather? I would say that that's a resounding yes. Not only did it hammer through the leather, but it also hammered into the plywood underneath. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe watch some of my other ones.